Hey guys, so I'm still kind of sick, so that's my voice sounds weird and I apologize in advance for that. So yeah, anyway, today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I thought I'd do a product review or like a first impression video on these Chameleon pens or markers. And these are alcohol markers. I got these a few months ago, probably like 8 months ago. If you guys saw my last giant mega art supply haul, I'll leave a link to that in the description. You'll see that I got these pens, and yeah, I'm finally getting around to trying to use them because I wasn't really sure if I'd like these markers just because they seemed a little bit gimmicky, but I saw them like on Facebook and social media and I saw the commercials. I'm like, this seems interesting, and when I finally got, you know, saved up enough money for it, I just went ahead and bought a set along with a bunch of other art supplies. So yeah, you should really check out that haul. It's kind of entertaining, kind of not. I don't know, if you just want to see me spend money, it's pretty much what it is. And just for the record, I have not bought any, or I haven't spent a lot of money on art supplies since then, maybe like a pen here and there, but that's like the most I've ever like spent on art supplies in one sitting and one go. So yeah, so I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and do like a first impression like video for you guys, just to see. Now I did open this already. I tried it out just a tiny bit a long time ago, but I'm not sure if it's still the same. But what was in here was the markers, and then it came with this little pamphlet, and inside the pamphlet was just all the information on the markers, how to use them, how they work, and just all of that. So I'm going to be going through this just a tiny bit. I'm not going to read it all to you, but this is what I'm going off of when I'm like trying to use them. So first impressions, you know, blah. But let's go ahead and open this a little bit. It's already open. So open. Look at these markers. I do have to say the box is kind of interesting. I think it's designed so that you can like have this thing out so you can like prop up your markers or something like that. So I got this set. There's 22. There should be 22. Yeah, there's 22 markers, 2 of which are these two. One's the colorless blender. This says detail. I'm not sure what that is, but all right. So what else is in here? It's like this little plastic thing down here. What are you? What are you? Okay, so I'm gonna take out a couple of the markers. Let's take out this blue. So first impressions, these are pretty long markers. Look at that. They're really long. That's kind of cumbersome, I guess. It's kind of inconvenient. So let's see. So I don't think that's supposed to happen. All right. So we have one that's a bullet nib. There should be a bullet nib. Let's see if it's open. Yeah. So we have the bullet nib, and then on the other side of the marker is not my day. Dang. Darn. Other side is the brush nib. So that's pretty much what that is. This is supposed to be the pure color. So like first impression with the nib itself, it's very small and it's kind of stiff. I think that's because they're still new markers. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a really small nib. Look at that. Compared to a Copic marker, it's really small, and smaller than what I used to. Smaller than what I'm used to, so I guess it'd be good for like a little detail type work. And then how you use it to make the blending stuff is that inside here you have a little bullet that is supposed to help. That is filled with like a colorless blender, and then you touch the nib to that, and then you let it soak down, and then as you color, the color gets more saturated instead of being diluted from the blender, and then it creates that gradient effect. So let's go ahead and try that now. I'm gonna put the cap on this side just because I can, and then you take this out. I think, I could be wrong. And then we put one in the other like that, and then you leave it standing up for a couple seconds, couple minutes. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but the color is starting to blend into the nibs are touching, and so because of that, the colorless blender is going into the saturated color and diluting it. I'm wondering if you keep this on too much, will it actually ruin the marker? I'm not sure. It's a question to ask. Not that I would. You go ahead and try it now and see what happens. Oh, so it's pretty diluted. Color, where are you? Maybe did I leave it down too long? I'm scared now. Oh, there's the color. It's coming back. It's coming back. It's actually kind of cool. It's definitely something that'll take some getting used to a little bit. I don't know, so hopefully that goes back, that's already back to the original saturated color. I hope this gives you some kind of idea. So it starts out really light, then it goes really dark, and that's how this marker works, right? Right? I'm gonna zoom this in. There we go. So that's kind of how the marker works. Let's try another color. Okay, so this is kind of like a spacer, I guess, for the, or like a nib protector almost. Put this here. I guess it doesn't matter where this cap is. Well, let's try something darker. Let's try, ooh, I want to try this purple. This one is purple grape. That's what it's called. The one that I was just using was blue sky. Or sky blue, sorry. Sky blue, not blue sky. Reading things backwards, whoopsies. Let's try this, and I kind of want to try and making like a little, like a circle, or like a sphere almost. It's just something that I've done in art classes before, just to like practice chiaroscuro, which is what you do. You use like the shading, like this sort of thing, like shading to create the illusion of space in an illustration or an artwork, and that's called chiaroscuro or chiaroscuro, however you pronounce it. And it's actually pretty fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this up. So I guess this is kind of a spacer, and you could take it out and then put that. I don't know. I kind of like putting this here and then just like, I don't know. It feels more balanced instead of like balancing on this thing, this little doohickey. So yeah. So let that sit there, and yeah. Okay. So while I'm waiting for this to go, I'm gonna get a pencil or something. Yeah, let's just do a pencil because it's not going to be that big of a, it's not going to be like a masterpiece or whatever. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our circle. We'll do it down here. Okay, that's our circle. I don't know how the pencil is going to react to the marker, so this will be another experiment. And then we're going to put the light source right down here, so that's the light coming out. It's a little flashlight. Yeah, if you can get that. Okay, so our light source is here, and then darker shadow is going to be here. We could do that. I usually do that. That's when we were first learning it, just to create an illusion of space. But anyway, let's go ahead and try this out. So our lights are going to be here. Okay, so reacting with the pencil, it smears. Just figure that out now. And the nib is really stiff too. Oh gosh. Stiff nibs, no. So I'm gonna go all the way down with the light color, and then, ooh, that alcohol smell, man. That's intense. I mean, the Copic smell too, but not like this. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know, it's a different alcohol smell than the Copic than what I'm used to in the Copics. I think it's because of the colorless blender. It has a stronger odor to it, so I kind of like being able to like go over again and again and again and again. So that's kind of a nice little doohickey. I realized I did not test out like the marker itself, like by itself, without using the colorless blender. So I don't know what color I'm going to. Whoopsies. I'm gonna put more shadow down here. That's kind of a nice little thing that's going on. Okay, so I kind of want to work on the midtones a bit more, so I'm going to put this back on just to get it more saturated or diluted. I didn't leave it on that long, so it shouldn't be that bad, so let's test that out. Okay, it's a light tone. Okay, there's our midtone. Working out the mid-tone, perfect, getting it all blended. This is actually pretty nice. It's nice not having to switch markers. And I think a lot of people would probably realize there is like a learning curve with this. Darks in. It's a weird circle. It doesn't look like a circle. Oh well. Alright, it's kind of good. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna put this cap back on. Let's put another color on here. So let's do some color harmony. So a color that blends really well, that goes with purple if you wanted to like pop and stuff, you want to use like a yellowish tone. So let's get out this yellow that was in the set of markers. Yeah. This is Summer Sun. That's what that's called. Summer Sun. Let's go ahead and open this. I'm not sure if I want to use the dilution. It's a nice bright neon, not kind of neon, it's kind of muted. Actually, the yellow, not too bad. So I'm going to put this on, take this thing off because I don't like that. And there we go. So I'm going to let that dilute just a little bit, so maybe a few seconds. And then I'm going to go in and try to add some yellow highlight-ish things. Because there's something like that in the thingy. Oh yeah, some yellow light. Ooh, that's actually a nice idea. So if we had like the more saturated yellow here, the diluted yellow, it can blend together. Let's try that. Oh yes. Yes. My brain is thinking, oh my goodness. See look, there's like this little interjection here. There's like this circle and they're doing the same thing, the chiaroscuro exercise, and it's sideways, sorry. They're doing the chiaroscuro exercise and they have where they're putting yellow down. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, let's try it now. Okay, so you want the diluted yellow down here. And we get up into the more saturated yellow up here. Okay, so this is kind of like blending colors, and that's kind of a nice, that's nice, that's fun. This is fun, this is interesting. Oh, I'm gonna zoom in on that. Kind of like blending colors, or blending colors, yeah. I'm happy, I like this. So, yeah, first impressions, would I use these? Yeah, I would. I think I would. I don't know. It'll definitely take some getting used to, and like trying to force myself to work with them. Yeah, stop rolling. Stop rolling. Let's see what this is. This is supposed to be, so this is the detail pen that it comes with. If you can see that on the paper a little bit. So this is the detail pen, and it's supposed to be like a marker. Oh hey, it's just like a multi-liner. Look at that multi-liner go. And it's not supposed to bleed with the colors. So I'm gonna go ahead and test this out. So let's just do like let's do another circle or an oval or whatever. And I'll do some squigglies and some lines just to see what's on the other side. What's on the other side? Oh, it's a finer liner. Finer liner, that's a funny word. Finer multi-liner, just a finer tip nib. So this is a 0.4 and this is a 0.6. I usually don't use that thick. I use a thinner one. I usually use like a 0.3, a Copic multi-liner. I wonder if this will work. And we'll try to test them on that and see if that'll work. Test them on the multi-liners. Let's do that. All right, let's use a different color now. Let's use, how about green? Let's use green. Green is a fun color. Green. Yes. Okay, so I'm just going to use the brush. So I'm going to take a swatch of that. It's a nice dark green. Forest green. This is Spring Meadow. Spring Meadow. Yellow. It's a yellow green. So let's go ahead and, I don't know why I'm doing this, but we don't really need to test it, but I just kind of want to put the colorless blender on it just to do the blending. Must do blending, like makeup blending. So we could try it out. So Copic liner. It doesn't seem to be smearing. It's not smearing. Not that much. Actually, wait. I take that back. I think it's kind of smeared. It's like, are you smearing? Are you smearing? It looks wet. I think it is smearing. Oh dear. No, it's smearing. Okay, so note to self, the Copic multi-liner doesn't work very well. It smears, at least if you go like really hardcore on it. Okay, so my video kind of cut out. So what I was doing was I was testing whether or not these would smear with the liners. I don't know how far when it cut out, so I'm gonna just try to talk on this briefly. So I tried it out with a Copic. I tried this out with a Copic multi-liner, and it smeared just a tiny bit. And that's just, I don't know, it happens with Copics too, I found out, so I try to be careful with it. So I'm kind of expecting that, but it's all right. With the detail pen that this came with, it actually did not smear at all. It came with the one that it was, used for, and it didn't smear too much. So I might, if I know I'm going to be using the Chameleon pens, I might just stick with their detailer. And next, I'm going to try out their colorless blender. So we have, just like the markers, we have a brush side and a bullet nib side. So that'll be a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and try it on the little circle that I colored in. Maybe actually, I want to try it here first, in the first illustration. There we go. Try it out here on the first illustration and just see if we can get some lack of color, I guess. So let's go ahead and try that out. The nibs are stiff, so you want to like break them in just a little bit. Usually I just like go really lightly on the paper like that just to unstiffen them, but let's see. And colorless blender is working pretty well. It's actually like pushing the color out. Let's try it over on the dark side so you can see. Dark side. Yep, it's pushing the color around. That's what it's supposed to do, and being colorless blender, it works like a normal colorless blender. Let's try it on a little green circle that I made. Oh, all the colors are fading. It has like a little colorless dot on it. That's sad. Okay. I like it. All right. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. There's not too much to do. But that's kind of my first impression on these Chameleon pens. Will I be using these in a future artworks? Yes, of course. And I'm actually going to do an artwork where I just use this and these and the multi-liners. The multi-liner, this one, the detail pen, and the blender. Just to like try to get used to using them. So right now I'm going to put them in my Copic stash, which is located up there from the side of the camera, and you can check that out and see. I don't know. Hopefully it'll incentivize me to use them more if I can see them. So that's there. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out some of my older videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.